Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine Live. I am ready to show you all the sketch number 1 of the bonus sketches from Creative Memories Virtual Crop. Bonus number 1 for October, and I have something a little extra special planned for this demonstration because as soon as I saw this sketch, I knew what I had to do. So let me go ahead and switch over so y'all can see what's on my mind. Here we go. So here is my sketch, and you can see I've got some extra tools on my desk here that I normally don't have, but we are going to be doing some fun stuff on the sketch. So I'm going to hold it up. I have a couple of extra pieces I cut with a question mark by them because I'm just not sure if I'm going to use them or not. But I wanted to have them ready just in case we do wind up using them on our page, because when I do it live is when I actually put these things together for the first time. So, you know, it's fun. It's a fun creative exercise for me. And we're going to be working with the Party Time Blues this time. I pulled out the sheet that says Happy Birthday on it to use for our base. It has the banners on the back, and we actually are going to be using the banner paper, and we're also going to be using the cupcake paper as well for this layout. So good eye, Miss Norma sees that I have a bone folder on my table. And yes, that is one of the new tools we're going to be using coming up. You're getting ahead of me. So I also have our brand new craft stripe, craft dots, and craft chevrons. And you can see from the craft chevrons, I was practicing a little bit with it, my index sheet, because that's what we're going to be using for our layout. Because as soon as I saw this, I thought, wouldn't it be fun to put an envelope on our layout and have a little tag that comes out of it that can have our journaling or an extra picture, or maybe part of a birthday card, or just something special for the birthday person. But we have these really fun pre-measured envelope paper packs. So if we're making a 4x6 envelope, this paper's already cut and ready to go and ready to use with our new envelope and bow creator. So, I thought that I would originally be doing the 3.5 by 8.5 envelope, but it's me. We're not actually going to be doing that. We're going to be doing a slightly smaller envelope because I want it to be just a little bit smaller, and it's going to be a little bit slightly different. So you'll see in a moment. But we have the, why don't I go ahead and pull it out, because it's here. And of course I have my bone folder. So this is our new envelope and bow creator. You just pulled out these two arms, kind of as this on our 12-inch trimmer. The arms pull out. We also have a scoring tool that is kept in our creator. And then our punch is right here as well. I have somewhere, of course, it is in my stack. Hopefully I'm going to have to cut another piece of paper. No, here it is. Whew. Okay, thought I lost my piece of paper for a second there. Just never know when you go live. So I have a sheet of paper, and since we're going to do a slightly smaller envelope, I cut about 1 inch off. This is a 9-inch square, whereas the one in the pack comes at 9 3/4. And so I need to line this up at my 2 3/4 mark so that we have these measures on the side. And I'll hold it a little bit closer so you can see all the measurements run this way. And you're actually working your paper at an angle. So 2 3/4 is right here. So you line it up at an angle, and we're going to go ahead and score, running our scoring tool along these grooves here that run across the top and the the side here, I should say, not the bottom. But you want to make sure when you're using your scoring tool to kind of keep it a little bit more up and down. You don't want to go on the side because you might punch through the paper. Learn from my experience here. I did go a little bit too deep when I kind of was holding it more like a pencil, but you need to hold it a little bit more up and down. And then we're going to turn it once. We're going to turn it twice because you need to turn it 180 degrees. Line it up again at the 2 3/4 is what I'm doing for my demonstration today. Now, like I said, this is not going to be a traditional envelope that you're going to send in the mail. I just wanted to have a really cute feature for my page. So that's why not only did I cut the paper, but I also adapted and adjusted it just a little bit for my needs. Now I'm going to hold this up again. I'm going to fold these in because we don't need them. We don't need the scoring tool anymore, and that just goes right in there. You will see there are two like actual points coming off of our punch top here, and this is where we're going to notch our envelope. What you do is when you look at your paper, you can see your scoring lines. I don't know, here, you can probably see it better on this side. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up between these two lines here, following the points of my punch. So you kind of have to, since mine is a little bit more of a narrow envelope than a traditional one, I'm lining it up just as close as I can get it within those two notches off the punch here. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and notch out all four sides of my envelope. And then we just come up here to this top where there's a corner punch, and you just line up your corners of your paper in the top there, and it takes the sharp points from our original paper off to make our lovely envelope here. There we go. So that is our envelope. And thank you so much for your comment, Miss Norma. Yes, it is pretty cool. I'm actually excited to give it a try and show it off a little bit here. So let me move the punch debris, and I'm going to go ahead and set aside my tool here. And I want the chevrons to be on the inside. I kind of want the plain side out. So I am going to fold here. And yes, I know it does go a little bit beyond, but I'm okay with that because like I said, I'm doing this more for this feature on my page, and I wanted it to be just right. Let me double check my other piece here because this is going to be my piece that's going to, yes. See, there we go. This is going to work out exactly as I want it to. And you take your bone folder and you go ahead and you can run it along. And I'm just going to run it along the back side because sometimes when you're using, like even when you use the multi-purpose tool, you get a little bit of an extra, I don't know, look to the paper. But I want to leave this top flap up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of adhesive. I want to just put this down here. I actually do want my bottom corner up last. So I am going to, let's see, where's this lining up? Here and here. Just get using my permanent tape runner here. I know in my last video, I mostly used the repositionable, but for this one, we want to make sure our envelope stays stuck and closed because we are going to add a little pull-out tag for our page. So as you might remember, I cut my cupcake paper. Well, maybe I didn't say. So here, it's 2 3/4 by 8.5 inches. So if you're familiar with our 3-in-1 bevel tag punch, you'll see it's 1 inch, 2 inches, and 2.5 inches is what it recommends. And our paper is actually 2 3/4. So what we're going to do is we're just going to work through this little seam here and work our paper in. And I know it's just a little bit wider, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to center it as best as I can. And you can even take a look underneath as well to see how your paper's lining up in your punch. And we're going to go ahead and punch it. And then, of course, we have these extra little pieces that I'm just going to grab my scissors and take off, because I don't mind that I have these, because I have my awesome scissors that I can just cut and make it look like it came out of the punch, just like that. So this is going to actually slide into our envelope that we made, and you can see it becomes an extra interactive piece of our page coming up. And I was looking for some ribbon earlier, and I am just not sure where I've put it. So I thought, well, I'm going to tell y'all to put some ribbon on if you want some ribbon on to make it easier for the person whose birthday pictures are going to go on this page. But for my purposes today, I am just going to go ahead and not add one. So I have my happy birthday page that I'm using for my base of my layout. And let me scoot this up a little bit. Here we go. So that way I can actually get on the camera a little bit better for y'all. And then I have our banner paper that I showed you at the beginning, and I made a note that it is directional. So you do need to watch which way you're cutting it when you punch your banners. And of course I had that one upside down, but you know, hey, at least I cut it the correct direction. So we're going to start with the left side, because we have this extra little piece running along the left side of the page, and mine I cut it 2 inches by 12 inches. And then we're going to have 3 mats from the same banner paper. And the largest one that's going to go on the top is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then I have 2 at 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 that are going to be along the bottom here. But first I need to place this, and I need to place my envelope. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get this down. And oops, make sure I get it lined up nicely. I just loved that these banners had this extra, it wasn't just blue and white, but it also almost had the same craft paper color and look as what's on our envelope. And I thought, I have to try it. I have to incorporate this. It's going to be awesome. And I am pretty pleased so far with how it's turned out. And yes, I totally agree. I'm so happy that you're enjoying watching the page. The interactive pieces are super fun, and it gives just something different to make a noticeable difference on your page. So let me check and see where this is going to kind of go here. And then this is where we need to figure out if we want our other picture to go a little bit over, or if we want it to be kind of next to the other one, which I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to pull in those extra pieces I talked about earlier, along with some of our party time stickers as well. And I'm going to get that up here. Let's get this on here. So this is going to be a little bit lower and a little bit over. So it's going to be about 3/4 of an inch by 1/2 inch on our page here, covering part of our banner. But again, woo, I'm so happy with this. I love how it turned out. I actually think the back side of this would be perfect to mat a photo, or even to add an extra little journal box, or just, you know, a note to the birthday person. Just so much fun. Let's get these down. I've already got my top one down. I'm just so excited about my envelope and tag. I'm getting myself distracted here. All right, there's one. Here's our second one. And these are going to actually be straight, whereas in the sketch, they're a little bit more offset, but they also have a third one as well. And I just thought it looks hard to be able to figure out how to put your pictures. You're going to wind up covering up one of your pictures, and I want to actually be able to see my pictures. So I went ahead and decided to just do 2 larger pictures. And then, of course, the third one, because, I love how just being able to pop in my 4x6. So that might be a little bit too much, but I think we could actually get away with putting this other little piece of cupcake paper here. And that was 3.5 by 2 3/4. So that's going to decorate our envelope here. But we're also going to add a couple of stickers as well, because I have a couple of stickers I already have in mind for this page. And that way we add some extra interest and fun to our page. We're going to add this right here, our B-Day Bash on one of our foam squares, the large foam squares, because again, this one has just the same coloring. We're repeating it. It's making our page cohesive, and you know how much I love that. And I also love the symmetry, but Okay, and then I also spotted these other cupcakes that I thought were just too fun, but now I'm not sure if I want to even put them on, because it might be a little bit too busy on our page. I almost like how this is looking here, and I think if we added our photos, that's going to be enough, because we have the happy birthday paper as our base, and I don't think we need anything else. How's about that? I think that's going to be it. Let me hold it up closer for y'all to be able to see it a little bit closer, because you can see all those little happy birthdays in between there. And we also have our B-Day Bash sticker, and I think that is going to do it. I think we have enough with our cupcakes here. And if you don't, I just like that we repeat the cupcake paper, and it doesn't make it too busy. If it's too much for you, you can always flip it over or pick a different sheet. But that is it. That's our page. We're done with sketch number 1. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you liked it. I'm going to hold this up again, so that way if somebody wants to screenshot it, you can actually get a screenshot of the measurements that I used for the page. And that is it for this one. Until next time.